I want to first thank everybody who came out tonight to support me and hear my story. Um, I know that presenters are supposed to know all their content and not read while they're presenting. However, I kind of wrote a novel, and I couldn't remember everything as I go through this. So bear with me as I as I do go and read through some of the content as I go through here. I did want to say, that, it's an honor to have you all here, right? I want to take you on a journey, the journey of my life into the heart and soul and sanctuary, how it came to be, then the profound impact that it's had on my life. We'll also talk about my depression, how it's impacted both my professional and personal life, and the future of the church and sanctuary. I do want to warn you, some of these stories are disturbing and dark, right? They may trigger a couple people, right? They're things that I have kept inside for my entire life and have told only a very few people. And so if you have to leave, I understand completely. Please don't be worried about that. But because I opened up my depression and because I got so much feedback, right, and for people direct messaging me saying, thank you for talking about this. Thank you for opening up and making this a public discussion. I decided to open up around some of the other things as well. And so I just wanted to, let you guys all know, right? But I'm going to share with you the ups and downs, the moments of despair, and the moments of hope, because I believe that talking about mental health openly, we can break down the stigma surrounding it and create a more compassionate and understanding world. Thank you. In addition to my personal journey, I recently had the privilege of visiting the Philippines. It really was a life-changing experience that opened my eyes to the incredible resilience and strength of the Filipino people. I want to share with you some of the stories of the people I met, the lessons I learned, and how the experience has inspired me to start a new nonprofit organization called Phoenix Rising. And Phoenix Rising is near and dear to me. I actually got... For those people on the live stream, I just showed a new tattoo that I got with a phoenix on it. And lastly, I'm going to share the story of an amazing family I had the privilege of meeting in the Philippines. They welcomed me into their home as one of their own, and their journey is both heartbreaking and inspiring. And in response, I've decided to lend a helping hand in any way I can, and I'll be delving deeper into the story and discussing a GoFundMe page that I've created to help them during the journey. So with that, we'll dive into a brief history of my background. Sorry, I need some liquid. So to start things off, we're going to delve deeper into my personal journey, tracing the significant events and experiences that have shaped who I am today. From a challenging start in life to moments of transformation and resilience, this history serves as the foundation upon which Sanctuary and my life's missions have been built. My journey began in circumstances that were far from ideal. My mother, just 18 years old when she had me, faced the challenges of early parenthood, and unfortunately, my early years were marred by the presence of an abusive father. I was born as William Gallo, not William Doyle. My earliest memories are filled with haunting images of him having me take pictures of him with a young girl, and a painful recollection of him extinguishing a cigarette butt on my hand as punishment for spilling cereal. Those memories are etched in my mind and are stark reminders of the difficult circumstances that I was born into. However, my life took a harrowing turn when my father kidnapped me, whisking me away to his mother's house many states away. It was a turbulent period marked by fear and uncertainty, but little did I know that a moment of salvation and transformation was on the horizon. My biological father was eventually arrested for pedophilia. They found a footlocker of photos when they searched his house. And it's during this dark chapter of my life that I hold a distinct memory. I vividly remember the moment my mother arrived with police officers to rescue me. I didn't know exactly who she was, but her presence radiated love, and I instinctively knew that my life was about to get better. My mom, who was on the live feed, Mom, I love you, has weathered many storms herself, but she's always rebounded and been a constant presence of love and acceptance and a motivation for how resilient people can be. I love you, Mom, more than you will ever know. After this, I found myself living with my extended family in Pittsburgh for a significant period. It was during this time that I experienced the profound meaning of love and family. My extended family embraced me wholeheartedly, showing me what it truly means to be part of a loving and supportive clan. To this day, I remain close to my 23 plus first cousins. It was a big family. And if you go to my Facebook page, you will see a picture of most of my aunts, uncles, and first cousins. And I'm in a very stylish plaid coverall that's shorts. It was gross, Mom. Or I don't forgive you for that. My mother went on to remarry. I was adopted by a man I now proudly call Dad. His name is Forrest Doyle, and I ended up taking his name. He loved me without exception and helped me grow into the person I am today. Although he now resides in Arizona, he remains one of the biggest influencers and inspirations in my life, a testament to the power of love and acceptance. However, when I was around 10 years old, my parents sat me down and shared a sobering revelation. They told me that my biological father had been released from jail, and with that news came a haunting promise he had made to find me, kill my mother, and forcibly take me back. This revelation cast a shadow of fear over my childhood. I was constantly vigilant and suspicious of any strangers, and every passing vehicle or unfamiliar face became a source of anxiety. These were not easy years for me as I grappled with fear that my past would come back and haunt me. As I transitioned into my teenage years, though, a transformative period in my life began. It was during this time that I began to develop close friendships, grow physically, and find my confidence and outgoing nature. One significant aspect of my adolescence was my involvement in our community football team, where I had the privilege of being coached by a man called Anthony Alfano. Coach Alfano, a former Marine drill instructor, was known for his toughness and unwavering commitment to his players. Under his guidance for 6 years, I learned invaluable life lessons. He instilled in me the importance of commitment, emphasizing that each individual plays a vital role in a team's success. Through his mentorship, I also discovered what it meant to be a leader, a lesson that has stayed with me throughout my life. To this day, he's the only person who's allowed to call me Billy. To express my gratitude, I once gifted him with a bonsai tree, a symbol of the growth and transformation he had inspired in me. In addition to my football endeavors, I joined the Ram High School wrestling team. So RAM, just so you know, stands for Regional Hebron Andover Marlboro. It's a regional high school in Hebron, Connecticut. And I pursued a passion for software development and aviation. I embarked on flying lessons and achieved a significant milestone by obtaining my pilot's license on the day before I headed off to college, marking a new chapter in my life filled with opportunities and adventure. My aspirations were focused on becoming a pilot and attending a school with a commercial pilot training program. However, the financial burden of tuition and flying costs proved to be a significant hurdle for my family. Instead, I enrolled at Northeastern University with the intention of pursuing a computer science degree. Regrettably, during my time there, I veered off course, becoming more interested in partying, drinking, and drugs, which strained many of my relationships and seriously impacted my grades. Ultimately, I squandered the educational opportunity that was provided, and I dropped out after just 1 year. In search of a fresh start and a path forward, I made the life-altering decision to join the Marines. Initially, my goal was to participate in a 5-year avionics program. However, just before my departure, I received unexpected news that there was no longer room in that program, and instead, I was assigned to the Aviation Ordnance Program, which is basically loading bombs onto planes. My journey in the Marines took a unique turn when, due to my above-average test scores, which If you guys had seen my grades in high school and Northeastern, the fact that I tested as one of the highest people in our platoon is kind of crazy, right? But because of that, I was appointed the personal scribe to the senior drill instructor, this huge, monstrous, mean black guy. This role would have a significant impact on the course of events that followed. It became apparent to me early on that I had a problem with authority. And after just 1 month of training, I decided to refuse to train. The senior drill instructor, recognizing my desire to leave the program, provided me with the guidance I needed to exit without complications. However, he made it clear that our conversation never occurred and that he would be an asshole to me from this point forward. And he was. It took 2 months of determination, but I managed to exit the program cleanly and begin a new chapter in my life. Don't get me wrong, I have the deepest admiration and respect for those who have served in the military, and I thank you for your service. It just wasn't the right environment for me. During these formative years, I've had the privilege of developing lifelong friendships. Many of the friends I made at Ram High School and Northeastern have remained in touch and by my side, offering unwavering support through my journey. Their friendship has been a source of strength and camaraderie, and I cherish the bonds we've formed, and I will be taking a road trip over the next several months to reconnect with some of these friends, many who I haven't seen in almost 40 years. 40 years. Shit, I'm old. After returning from my time in the Marines, I embarked on a new journey, moving to Boston to live with my friends from Northeastern University. It was in the vibrant city of Boston that I found my first job at the Museum of Science, working with the reservation and group sales department, answering phone calls and taking reservations. Little did I know that this job would lead me to discovering my true calling, work. Starting as a telemarketer, I soon proved my capabilities and was swiftly promoted to a managerial position. In this role, I managed the daily activities of around 20 people, learning valuable leadership skills and fostering lasting friendships. It was at the Museum of Science where I also crossed paths with my future wife, and we went on to have 2 amazing kids, Peter and Grace, both of which I'm extremely proud of. It was a pivotal decision by the Museum of Science that would forever change my life, however. At the time, the museum had recently installed a digital VAX computer. Anybody remember those? Where am I? The problems of reading. To manage the reservations. Recognizing an opportunity, I took it upon myself to create a business program that would streamline our credit card processing. I hacked into the computer, wrote a program, and granted access to everybody in my department. It was great. It increased productivity. But about 3 weeks later, I arrived at the office to a scene of our IT department head in a heated discussion with one of my staff members. They were trying to understand what this program was, how it got there, and how it had been accessed. I stepped forward and admitted that I was the one responsible for the program. To their credit, instead of reprimanding me or firing me, the museum recognized my potential and hired me as the evening computer operator. This decision would prove to be a turning point in my career. It provided me with the crucial experience and knowledge I needed to secure a full-time job as a software engineer at my next company, setting me on the path to where I am today. My journey led me to Apt Associates, a significant chapter in my professional life that began with an unexpected twist. Thanks to a reference from one of my friends, who, in a moment of complete inebriation, penned one of the most gross and exaggerated cover letters I've ever seen. I did catch the attention of Frederick Patter at Apt Associates, however, and it was a chance that I'm eternally grateful for. At the time, I was offered a full-time software engineer job for $18,000 a year. That was a lot of money to me then. Frederick became the mentor I desperately needed at that point in my career, and under his guidance, I delved into the world of programming, working with languages like COBOL, Fortran, SAS, and C. It was during this time that I embarked on a project with a bit more business savvy could have made me potential millions. I developed a groundbreaking piece of software leveraging one of the earliest graphical user interfaces. The software allowed users to design reports graphically, connect charts and spreadsheets to the data, and then print those reports across multiple printers simultaneously. It was a pioneering achievement that even to this day I have yet to see replicated by other software programs. Though Frederick Prater has since passed, I will be forever grateful to him for the opportunity and guidance he provided me. His belief in my potential and the chance he took on me played a pivotal role in shaping my career and contributed to my growth as a professional. The years that followed marked a period of constant evolution for me as I delved deeper into the world of consulting. It was a time of change and growth, with each transition to a new company bringing fresh opportunities to learn and lead. My consulting career took me through several prestigious firms, including Hart-Hanks Data Technologies, Onward Technologies, CSC, and Nervewire. Each of these opportunities allowed me to grow and develop my management and technical skills. During this time, I had the privilege of leading architecture teams, contributing to the design and development of mission-critical systems such as trading and security systems for major financial institutions. It was also during this period that I got my first taste of international travel, broadening my professional horizons significantly. But during my professional journey, it was my tenure at Cognizant, 13 years at Cognizant I spent, and that would prove to be the most transformative. Transformative, thank you. I joined this $300 million company as employee number 15,000. And when I eventually departed, though it was not by my choice, it had burgeoned into a colossal $3 billion corporation with a staggering 250,000 employees. Through my time at Cognizant, I had the privilege of spearheading and contributing to some of the most pivotal systems for billion-dollar enterprises, an experience that also afforded me the opportunity to traverse the globe extensively. I've traveled to India more than 50 times. I've been to most countries in Europe, and I lived in Abu Dhabi for 2 years, working for Etihad Airways. It was an amazing experience. My role evolved, accumulating in my promotion to lead the enterprise architecture group, where I played a vital part in designing and fortifying all of Cognizant's internal applications. As the company experienced exponential growth, I had the chance to capitalize on my involvement and secure a significant financial benefit, which I used to help purchase this church and renovate it. Following my departure from Cognizant, I embarked on a new chapter with Triveris Consulting, a local and modest consulting firm founded by one of my close friends from my days at CSC. Triveris stands out as an extraordinary company that places unparalleled value on its colleagues' wealth and well-being. When I found myself in the throes of depression, rendering me unproductive, most other companies would have shown me the door. However, Triveris exhibited an unwavering commitment to its team members. Instead of letting me go, they reached out with empathy, understanding, guiding me along the path to healing. They assisted me in finding a therapist and even covered a substantial portion of my insurance cost. To Zach Slayton, my dear friend, and the entire Triveris team, I cannot express enough the gratitude for your unwavering friendship, support, and guidance during this challenging period. In the subsequent phase of my journey, I ventured into the realm of community involvement and discovered the profound meaning of being an integral part of various local organizations. I took on the role of president of the Maynard Country Club, where my responsibilities extended to overseeing its operations and ultimately facilitating the property's sale to the town. My commitment to community engagement didn't stop there, though. I also served as a dedicated board member at the Rod and Gun Club, was on the board of assessors, was a member of the Economic Development Committee, and I actively participated with the Maynard Cultural Council. Through my engagements with these diverse community organizations and committees, I unearthed a deep passion for organizing and hosting events, as well as for actively contributing to the betterment of the community as a whole. This period of my life was marked by a profound sense of fulfillment and purpose, and I recognize the transformative power of community involvement. Now we're going to talk about the church a little bit. Really why you came to hear this. In what can only be described as a twist of fate, I became the owner of a church, a venture that began almost by accident. The journey owning this church was as unexpected as it was transformative. The first time I visited the church, I was met with a scene of stark neglect and disrepair. I had a meeting with the church board. Is Diana Emanuelson here? No? Diana, if you're online, I just want to give a shout out. Diana was the head of the board, and she's the person who I worked with in terms of purchasing the church, and she's been a huge supporter of mine ever since. And I just wanted to give a shout out to her. She's an amazing person. Diana, I love you, and I hope you're doing well, and I just want to give that out there. Anyway, the first time I visited church, I met with a scene with stark neglect and disrepair. I had a meeting with the church board, a group understandably concerned about the future of their beloved yet crumbling sanctuary. They were determined to find somebody who would respect and preserve its integrity. As I walked through the church, the extent of the decay was evident. Plaster was peeling from the walls, and the ceiling showed ominous signs of water damage. The most dramatic moment came when the ceiling of the front foyer, right out here, collapsed right before my eyes. A stark testament to the building's desperate state. This was not just a fixer-upper. It was a structure teetering on the brink of ruin. Initially, I wanted nothing to do with the church. The magnitude of the restoration seemed overwhelming, far beyond what I was looking to undertake. The project loomed large, a daunting prospect that I was ready to walk away from. However, fate had other plans. 3 months after my visit, I received a call from my broker with unexpected news. The church keeps calling me, she said. They called today and let me know you've been chosen to be the next owner. This statement, both cryptic and compelling, left me puzzled. What does it mean to be chosen by a church? In a moment of half-joking defiance, I told my wife about the call. I suggested we put in an offer so low they couldn't possibly accept it, just to show we were considerate. She firmly opposed the idea. No, 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 she said. So, of course, I went ahead anyway and offered 50% of the asking price, a figure I was certain would be refused. To my utter astonishment, the offer was accepted. Just like that, I owned a church. I was like, oh, crap. This unexpected turn of events led me down a path I never anticipated. The church, with all its challenges and history, were now in my hands. Owning the church has since become more than just a property acquisition. It's a journey of restoration and revival, bringing a new life to a place that's been the cornerstone of the community. The work was daunting, but the potential for transformation is immense. This church, once on the verge of collapse, now stands as a symbol of new beginnings and unexpected journeys. The genesis of Sanctuary, our beloved music venue, is a tale of inspiration born from a chance moment. It all began with the realization that we had this expansive space, yet we weren't quite sure how to breathe life into it. The turning point came during a dinner outing at a restaurant where a live band was playing, but sadly, no one seemed to be paying much attention. Drawing from the legacy of the iconic Sit-in' Bull, we began to ponder the idea of reviving the spirit of live music in our community. As we shared our vision with friends and locals, we were met with overwhelmingly positive response. Encouraged by the enthusiastic reception, we made the bold decision to dive headfirst into this new venture. The prospect of creating a vibrant music haven for our town became an exciting and fulfilling endeavor. The moment we decided on the name Sanctuary for our music venue was a significant milestone in our journey. We chose to unveil this fitting name during a special occasion, the Christmas concert presented by the Maynard Community Band, one of our cherished partners. The atmosphere was brimming with holiday cheer, and as we made the announcement, it felt like the perfect name for our establishment. Sanctuary resonated with the very essence of our venue, emphasizing the sense of refuge and community that we aim to provide to music lovers and artists alike. It was a moment of unity and shared purpose as we all came together to embrace the spirit of Sanctuary. Sanctuary wasn't built with bricks and mortar, however. It was conceived with a vision of being more than just a place for entertainment. It was born out of a desire to create a safe, inclusive, and welcoming space for everyone in our community. We wanted Sanctuary to be a place where music lovers, artists, and dreamers could come together and celebrate the beauty of art, the power of music, and share the most important life events. In August of 2018, we embarked on a journey by hosting our very first event in Sanctuary. No, 2018. Sorry, 2018. It was a day marked by sweltering heat, and to add to the challenge, our venue lacked air conditioning. It wasn't 2019. The anxiety about potential negative reviews, loomed over us, but fate had a pleasant surprise in store. Our inaugural event was a Woodstock revival concert put on by Rick Maida, our local Rick Maida. And to our astonishment, attendees couldn't help but draw parallels to the legendary Woodstock Festival. The scorching weather seemed inconsequential as the spirit of the music and the communal atmosphere were swept everyone off their feet. This unforgettable experience laid the foundation of Sanctuary's identity as a unique and welcoming space where music enthusiasts could come together, creating memories reminiscent of iconic musical gatherings. It was humbling and invigorating start to our journey, reaffirming our commitment to nurturing a thriving music community in Maynard. But Sanctuary is more than a business or building. It's a living, breathing entity that has become an integral part of my life. It's been my refuge, my sanctuary, if you will. It's a place where I've seen dreams take flight, where I've witnessed incredible talent of artists who have graced our stage. Sanctuary has not only given me the opportunity to bring entertainment to the community, but it's also given me a sense of purpose and fulfillment that I cannot put in words. And what's even more exciting is that Sanctuary's journey is far from over. While I may or may not be the owner moving forward, we have big plans for the future, plans that involve expanding our offering, reaching out to more artists, and continuing to be a beacon of creativity and community in Maynard. We have over 90 events booked this year. Thank you. That's pretty incredible. I just can't believe it. So rest assured, Sanctuary is here to stay, and we're committed to making it even better with each passing day. But I want to talk to you about something that's deeply personal to me, my experiences with depression. Depression is something that's touched my life both professionally and personally. It's a battle that I fought and continue to fight, but it's something that has taught me valuable lessons about resilience and the strength of the human spirit. I've been a driving force at Sanctuary in Maynard and at Triveris Consulting, where my commitment and expertise have always been pivotal. Known for my relentless energy and dedication, I've always been the person with an endless supply of drive and determination. At both Sanctuary and Triveris, I wasn't just a key figure, I was a dynamic leader, always ready to face any challenges head on, ensuring that both establishments thrived and adhered to their core values. However, life's unpredictable twist took a significant toll on me in a way I never would have anticipated. A heart attack and stroke were not just physical setbacks, they marked the beginning of a deeply personal and challenging battle. And for those of you who didn't know, right, because I haven't shared this with a lot of people, I had a minor stroke at the same time I had my heart attack. And for the very first several week or whatever, I had difficulty speaking. I knew what I wanted to say, but getting the words out of my mouth were just very difficult to do. And I didn't know why. And I actually did not find out that I had a stroke until many months later when I happened to be talking with, of all people, my infectious disease doctor, who was going through my medical records, and he said, "Oh yeah, you had a stroke and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "What? Hold on." And so I didn't know I had a stroke. Sorry. But anyway, the heart attack and stroke were not just physical setbacks. They marked the beginning of a deeply personal and challenging battle, right? In the ensuing months, I, the once unshakable force, found myself in the grips of an unseen adversary, depression. This change drastically impacted my work. The heart attack had sidelined me physically, but it was the depression that truly incapacitated me. I, the go-getter, the fixer, the reliable force at both Sanctuary and Triveris Consulting, suddenly find himself unable to rise from bed, engulfed in an overwhelming sense of despair and lethargy. Days blurred into one another with responsibilities ignored, calls unanswered, and the vibrancy I brought to my roles severely diminished. For someone who was always in control, this experience was bewildering. The realization that I was suffering from depression came 4 months into this battle. I had to look back. Once I realized that something was really wrong, I had to look back and recognize that all these things that had happened over the past 4 months were related to this. It was shocking and enlightening a revelation, right? Depression, a condition not often acknowledged in my circles, had silently and destructively made its presence known in my life. Admitting the struggle was a significant step. It took immense courage for me to acknowledge that I couldn't continue my usual pace and needed to step back. This moment was about more than accepting my battle with depression. It was about understanding that even the strongest of us need help. Fortunately, Triveris was supportive, recommending that I take short-term liability, a suggestion that provided the necessary time for healing. They also recommended a therapist, opening the door to recovery and self-discovery. My therapist embarked with me on a profound journey through the chapters of my life. This exploration wasn't just about addressing the immediate layers of my depression. It was an in-depth journey to understand the very core of who I am. One of the most significant revelations was about my core emotional needs. I realized at the heart of my being, I yearned for unconditional love and acceptance from my community. The desire to be a significant presence in people's lives drives much of what I do. It's not just about being seen, it's about making a meaningful impact, about being a person whose presence and actions resonate deeply with others. In these sessions, we also delved into my biggest traits. I discovered that I'm an enabler and a people pleaser, constantly putting other people's wants and needs before my own. This trait, while noble in intent, often comes at a personal cost. And I realized that I had been avoiding conflict to maintain relationships and ensure other people's happiness, sometimes neglecting my own well-being in the process. These revelations were both liberating and challenging. I understood why I strived to be the problem solver at Sanctuary and Triveris Consulting, and why I poured so much of myself into every endeavor. My drive to make everyone happy was deeply ingrained into my identity. Perhaps the most striking metaphor that emerged from my therapy sessions was the comparison of my state of burnout to that of burnt toast. This analogy perfectly encapsulated every aspect of my life. Perfectly encapsulated my situation. Like a piece of toast left too long in a toaster, I had given so much of myself in every aspect of my life, to my work, to my community, to others' needs, that I had become burnt out, charred by the relentless demand of my efforts and sacrifices. The burnout was more than physical exhaustion. It was emotional and mental depletion. The realization hit hard, but was necessary. It was a wake-up call that I couldn't keep going at the same pace and in the same way. I needed to reassess my priorities, set boundaries, and learn to take care of myself as much as I took care of others. And if I don't change things significantly, I will continue to see the same result. These therapy sessions were instrumental in reshaping my understanding of myself. They taught me the importance of self-care and setting boundaries, and the need to balance my desires to help others with taking care of my own needs. Understanding my core emotional needs, fears, traits, and the extent of my burnout has set me on a path of not just recovery, but also personal growth. As I move forward, I carry these insights with me, both in my personal life and my roles as Sanctuary and Triveris Consulting. I'm learning to strike a balance, ensuring that while I'm there for others, I'm also there for myself. This journey of self-discovery has not only been about healing, it's been about transforming into a more self-aware, balanced, and ultimately a healthy individual. My trip to the Philippines. My decisions to travel to the Philippines was born out of a deep necessity for solitude and self-reflection. In the whirlwind of my responsibilities and the burnout that had consumed me, I recognized an urgent need for a break, a complete detachment from my familiar environment. This trip was not just a getaway, it was a crucial step in my journey for self-healing and discovery. I chose to keep this a secret from everybody. My wife didn't know, my kids didn't know, my team didn't know. The reason was simple, yet profound. I knew that if I shared my plans, I would be inundated with concerns and guilt trips that could potentially deter me from going. In the state I was in, facing others' opinions and worries would have only added to my burden. I needed this journey to be entirely mine, free from external influences or second guessing. While leaving unannounced has created numerous other problems that I'm now dealing with, the truth is I needed this trip. And while I'm sorry some people were hurt, I'm not sorry I did this. Why the Philippines? I get this question asked a lot. The Philippines was almost an instinctive choice for this soul-searching expedition. Firstly, its geographical distance was a significant factor. It was almost the farthest place on Earth that I could go, ensuring that no one would try to find me. The distance was not only physical, it represented a mental and emotional space that I desperately needed. Secondly, I couldn't chicken out once I was there. The commitment of traveling such a distance was a barrier against my own second thoughts or hesitations. Lastly, I had been to the Philippines before and I knew of its breathtaking beauty and tranquility. It was the perfect setting for introspection and healing. The place I stayed in the Philippines was a serene sanctuary surrounded by nature's splendor. It was a world away from the hustle and bustle of my life back home, a place where time seemed to slow down and allowing me to breathe and truly connect with myself. The tranquility of the surroundings, the gentle lapping of the waves, the lush greenery, and the vast open skies provided soothing backdrop for my days of introspection. It was a time to delve deep into my understanding of what truly matters, really evaluating my life's priorities, and acknowledging the importance of self-care and mental well-being. During my stay, I gained numerous insights about myself and my life. One of the first key decisions I made was to start setting boundaries. I realized that while my desire to help and please others was a strength, it should not also come at the cost of my own well-being. It's time to focus on my own well-being and happiness, ensuring that I come first. This doesn't mean I care any less for others, but it's essential for my growth and health. Second, I'm choosing to distance myself from negativity and those who haven't supported me during this journey. Those who have not supported me, your words and actions have been noted, and I'm moving forward without your weight holding me down anymore. I've always played the role of people pleaser and held my tongue to maintain good relationships and avoid conflict, but no more. And unfortunately, this includes several family members, people I've known for 30 years, all right? People who, said to me in private messages, man up, right? Come home, deal with your shit, right? And, I'm sorry, but I'm done, right? You can support me, you can support Liz, but if you don't support me, I have no space for you. And, my wife was talking about this and she was like, you can't dwell on this. And it was so refreshing to be able to tell her, I'm not dwelling on it. I'm just telling you, I've let her go. I'm not thinking about it anymore. It's just, I won't be part of her life. And I'm okay with that. And I'm done. I'm done thinking about it. And it was these types of decisions, while they may seem extreme, have been so nice to be able to make. I've also decided to embrace vulnerabilities rather than see them as weaknesses. One of the reasons why I'm here tonight. This acceptance has become a source of strength, helping me understand that it's okay to not have all the answers, to share my challenges and ask for the help when needed. One of the most amazing things that happened to me because of my post is the amount of outpouring and support, the amount of messages I got. the amount of direct messages I got from people thanking me for talking about this openly, thanking me for bringing this out into the open and sharing the fact that they have gone through this as well, and or that they are dealing with this themselves, and offering to help, offering to have conversations around this. And that, I was amazed. I was shocked at how many people reached out to me, right? This is a real issue. Mental health is a real issue with real people, people you know who are hiding it, people who are afraid to talk about it, right? There's such a stigma attached with it. And being able to share this with everybody else has been so refreshing to me. It's kind of therapy with me, right? I no longer have to hide this stuff, right? You guys know my darkest secrets now. And that's a load off my shoulders, something I've been carried my entire life. And so, I want to, again, right, it's just been so nice. But this acceptance, right, has been a source of strength, helping me to understand that it's okay. I already said this, right, to have all the answers, to share my challenges and ask when help when needed. Another critical insight was the importance of living in the moment. Being so far away from everything familiar, I found a new appreciation for the present, learning to cherish each moment rather than constantly worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. The last and perhaps most important realization is the need to rebalance my life. I've been too absorbed in work, neglecting the valuable connections with friends and family. To my friends and family, I apologize for being distant. You deserve better, and I'm committed to making amends. And over the next several months, expect me to reach out, and I plan to take some road trips, reconnecting and expressing my gratitude for your influence in my life. I have had people reach out from all the way back through high school, people I haven't seen in the 40 years, offering to have them host me in their house, in Florida, having them to, offer me a lake house in Dallas, telling me, hey, if I'm in Dearborn, right, please come see me. It has been just such an amazing experience, right, seeing the people reach out to me. But this trip in the Philippines was more than a mere escape. It was a transformative journey that allowed me to reconnect with my inner self. The decisions and insights I gained there have significantly influenced how I approach life, work, and relationships. Returning from the Philippines, I felt like a new person, equipped with a renewed perspective and a deeper understanding of myself, ready to face the challenges of life with a balanced and healthier approach. While this trip has not addressed my struggles with depression, it has undeniably brought clarity to my priorities. I've returned with a new perspective and a renewed focus on what truly matters. So, the next thing I want to talk to you about is about Phoenix Rising. It's a vision of hope and empowerment. And in my recent journeys, particularly to the Philippines, I've been struck by a harsh reality: the plight of single mothers and the widespread issue of abandonment and abuse. This disturbing realization has ignited a passion in me to make a tangible difference. Thus, I'm considering founding a nonprofit organization, which I intend to name Phoenix Rising. This name symbolizes the rebirth and transformation, reflects the core mission of the organization. Phoenix Rising aims to create a boarding school dedicated to supporting single mothers and their children in the Philippines. This vision is to provide a safe haven where they can live and grow away from the vulnerabilities and challenges they face in their current environments. This initiative is not just about shelter, it's about empowerment, offering these women and their children a chance to rise from their challenging circumstances, much like a phoenix rising from the ashes. A key component of Phoenix Rising will be its focus on education and real-world skill development. The idea is to equip both mothers and children with practical skills that can help them build a sustainable future. The curriculum will include vocational training, financial literacy, and other essential skills tailored to help them become self-reliant and confident. To ensure sustainability, Phoenix Rising will explore the creation of businesses that not only support graduates, but also the school itself. These businesses could range from local crafts to services that utilize skills taught at the school, creating a self-sustaining ecosystem that benefits the participants and the broader community. While I'm aware that solving this problem on a macro level is far beyond the scope of any single organization, Phoenix Rising aims to make a substantial impact at a micro level, whether it's helping 30, 50, or 100 families. The goal is to create a ripple effect of positive change. Each family we can assist is a step forward to fulfilling this life's mission. Currently, Phoenix Rising is in its conceptual phase. I recognize that mentally, I'm not ready to embark on such a large-scale project, right away. However, I am committed to doing the necessary research, understanding the cost, and evaluating the feasibility of this endeavor. Over the next several months, I plan to provide updates on this vision as it gradually takes place. Phoenix Rising is more than just a project. It's a manifestation of my journey and a commitment to make a real difference in this world. Stay tuned for more developments as I navigate this path towards empowering women and children and creating a brighter future for them through Phoenix Rising. My Filipino family. I've adopted a Filipino family. I recently had the privilege of meeting with a remarkable man named Victor during my visit to Boracay in the Philippines. Victor works as a line cook at a local Greek restaurant in a touristy area and harbors a dream of one day owning his own restaurant. Our conversations over the course of several days revealed his sincere dedication to his family and unwavering determination. Victor extended a heartfelt invitation to his home, and what I witnessed there left me deeply moved. His family's living conditions are incredibly challenging, to say the least. Their dwelling, if it can even be called that, consists of cement and mesh walls and a corrugated steel roof. It's a cramped space, roughly 1/3 the size of the bar at Sanctuary, with a dirt floor and minimal furniture, really only consisting of a couple plastic chairs. The upstairs, accessible only by ladder, serves as his sleeping quarters. Shockingly, the supports for the second floor are broken. There are holes in the roof, and I noticed a hole in the second floor plywood floor. Victor shares this small space with 10 other family members. 10 people live in this little tiny shack, who he's responsible for feeding, clothing, and caring for. They have no bank account and live paycheck to paycheck. When I went to his house, I didn't take any pictures because I only took pictures outside. I couldn't take pictures inside because I felt like that would be disrespectful. He sent us 3 videos, though, of his house and of the work that needs to be required. And if you go to the GoFundMe page whose link I created, I put on all the invitations here, you will see his video. And you will be appalled by the living conditions that these people live in. Right? He's a line cook. He's actually pretty high up on the employment ladder at this tourist area. And he lives in absolute complete poverty. We could not possibly live in a scenario like that. What struck me the most, though, during my visit was the family's incredible spirit. Despite their dire living conditions, they radiated happiness and a deep sense of unity. It was a beautiful experience to witness their unwavering love and support for each other. I've never met a family so happy, just loving each other, running around, dancing, playing with each other. They were the happiest people. They didn't know what other options were out there. They didn't care. This was their home. And I was just so touched by that. In an effort to get to know the family better, I invited Victor's family to my home for a dinner I would prepare. Much to my surprise, 20 family members gathered, all related and brimming with happiness and love. We enjoyed a wonderful evening, sharing stories and laughter. At the end of the night, the older men volunteered to take care of the little ones, which shocked me. Men over there do not treat the women right. They don't. and for the men to agree to take the children home and take care of them, while the women went out with me to a club to dance, and a couple of the younger guys too, was amazing to me, right? This is a very family-oriented and committed individual. I was so proud of him. During our time together, I learned that Victor needs to raise approximately $1,500 to hire a contractor and repair their home. I'm determined to help Victor and his family by raising funds to make their living conditions safer and more comfortable. With just $2,500, we can also help them furnish the house, and we make a significant difference in their lives. Think about this. What does $2,500 buy you here? Nothing. Nothing. Right? You can literally change these people's lives with $2,500. They will get a new house with no leaks, with structural supports for their upstairs, and you can help furnish them with new beds, with furniture in the downstairs. I've created a GoFundMe page to help them out. Links to the page can be found in my event invitations, and I meant to put out QR codes on each of the tables, but I didn't get to that, sorry. So if you wouldn't mind going to the invitation here, you will find the link to the GoFundMe page. Additionally, I met Victor's niece, Annalisa, a name that resonated with me because my sister was named Elisa. Now, my sister passed about 6 years ago. 3? No, really? 3? So she passed with ovarian cancer. And anyway, so the name resonated with me. And but she is a young woman of just 19 years old who's faced unimaginable challenges. Her family couldn't afford to support her education, leading her to drop out of the 4th grade. She began working at a massage parlor at the tender age of 13. And while we didn't discuss it explicitly, it's likely that she was exploited at such a young age. She became a mother at 17 and only to tragically lose her child last July due to a lack of food. She welcomed her second child this past April and was in an abusive relationship until just recently. I was able to reunite Annalisa with her mother, who lived in a different part of the country, and her younger sister, who brought her to safety away from her abusive situation. They will soon be living with Annalisa's other 4 sisters in Davao. And any funds raised above the initial $2,500 and up to $5,000 will go to supporting Annalisa and her mother as they heal and rebuild their lives. I've set the ask for $10,000, and even though I don't have any expectations that we will hit that ceiling, any money raised above $5,000 will be split evenly between Victor and Annalisa. To show my commitment, I personally donated $750, and I will match up to 20%, up to $2,000 of any donations we receive. Please consider joining me in making a profound impact on these wonderful people who have had so little but have endured so much. Your contribution, no matter how small, will make a significant difference in their lives. With this, I want to thank you for your, from the bottom of my heart, for your kindness and generosity. In closing, I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of this incredible journey. As I said before, sharing these stories, some of which have been the closest in the closet for my entire life, has been therapeutic to me, and your unwavering support has been overwhelming. Sanctuary is not just a place, it's a community, and you're an integral part of that. Together, we will continue to create beautiful music, inspire each other, and make the world a better place. Thank you, and let's look forward to an exciting future together. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I did want to now open it up to questions and answers. Almost everything's on the table. Don't be shy. There are some things that I'm not ready to talk about, but feel free, right? If you have any questions, please come up. We have a microphone right here. We'll be happy to answer anything. All right, I know there's one question everybody's wondering. What's happening with the building and what's happening with Sanctuary? Anybody interested in that? So this is the background behind the story of the church. The church is currently financed. I paid for most of the church construction myself, but I did have to take out a mortgage in order to complete the construction. Right, that equates to about $550,000, and the church is worth well more than that. But I haven't been able to get, with my heart attack and my depression, I just wasn't able to get my books in order and all the information necessary in order to refinance. I have until the end of April to sell the building. And I'm talking about the building, not Sanctuary here, right? I have till the end of April to sell the building, or I lose everything I put into this. Everything. My entire life savings, right? I will lose if I cannot sell the building by the end of April or refinance it. Sanctuary will be here. I promise you we'll be here for a long time. Whether or not I'm the owner of it or not really depends on the agreement I have with whoever buys the church. I currently have I'm going to say an offer. It's not a qualified offer, but to somebody to buy both the church and Sanctuary. These are people who are integral in our community. And once we can go public with the names, you will not be shocked. You will be actually pleasantly surprised with who has offered to purchase this. They have promised to keep Sanctuary as is, just expand its offerings. And the husband grew up in this church. He loves the church, and he wants to preserve it forever. And so I am, currently working with this couple to try to get them the information they need in order to secure the funding for it. If that doesn't happen during my trip, several individuals, couples have come to me and expressed interest in also purchasing it. I haven't discussed money with anybody except this one couple. And so, so I'm working out everything with them. The reason why I did the post is legally, I had to, right? I had a contract with my current private mortgage person, who is also a member of this community, that said if I had not refinanced by the end of the year, then I had to put out a public post saying it was for sale. And that's why I had to do that. Now that created all sorts of problems for me here at Sanctuary, where my staff unfortunately found out about this prior to me telling them about it. And I didn't tell them because nothing was finalized, right? There was nothing in writing. And they felt completely betrayed by this, that they would find out by a third person that this was happening. And I'm sorry, right? My staff has been my rock, right? My staff has been everything to me. But I came back and, two of my staff members quit the very next day, right? Gave the resignation the very next day. Did not give me an opportunity to explain myself, did not want to hear anything. They decided to hear the rumors and believe the rumors, right? And that hurt, right? And it's also created a lot of stress for me trying to figure out what to do without their involvement over the next, several months, right, as we move forward. So it's super important that I sell the building. It's super important that I sell the building. Sanctuary is a secondary piece of that. I may or may not sell Sanctuary. I will only sell Sanctuary to somebody who I trust will retain our values, who will retain the atmosphere, and continue to make sure that this place is a community, right, presence. And so that's the story of selling the church and Sanctuary, right? So you guys know all the dirt now, right? And so this is something I haven't shared openly before. The reality is I'm burnt. I'm toast. And I'm not doing the appropriate job that I need to do in order to run it. And so anyway, that's that's where we are with Sanctuary and the church building. Any other questions? No? Rob, you have a question? No. So I just want to put somebody on the spot. So anyway, guys, I wanted to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Right? If you do have any questions, want to talk to me inside, I'm here, right, all night. And I wanted to, your guys showing up here is incredible. I've had people show up tonight who I haven't seen in years. And your participation here and everybody online, right, it means so much to me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you for everything you've done for us and for your support. All right? So, oh, is there a question? Come. No? No. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate everything. If anybody wants to donate to the GoFundMe via cash, we have a little jar up here. Feel free to do it. Again, every little bit helps. Thank you.